Hey there everyone, welcome back to Gamevine, and my name is Dave, and this is Miko, and welcome to the start of Dwellings of Eldervale week. Let's look at the production. Let's do it. Now, as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Breaking Games. Thank you so much for your support. I did not expect what they call the legendary version. I was just expecting the basic version because when I heard how the game played, well, it sounded up my alley. So I got in touch with Breaking Games and they sent me the top of the line version. So when I'm looking at this, know that there are different lines of the game. The one you're going to be seeing here is the souped up version, as good as you can get it. That's important for me because, well, I'm a production kind of guy. I'm a sucker when there's a fantastic game put in front of me with awesome pieces, miniatures, cardboard, you name it. If it looks cool and it feels visceral, well, I like it quite a bit. And that's kind of how I judge my games. At least a third of my reviews and my perception on a game is the production. Does it look good? Is it going to draw me in? Well, with this guy, I don't think that's going to be a hard thing to do, to have heads a-turning when they walk by this game, at least when it comes to the legendary version. Now today we're only going to be looking at the production. I'm making it a week-long event because this game deserves it. Legendary or not, I think if you were to get this game at any level, you're going to be satisfied with the production. I'm not going to be talking about my opinion on how the game plays. Come back when I do that in another video. Today, we're just going to be looking at the fantastic components and then give you my overall opinion if you couldn't tell already. So let me go ahead and show you what comes in this gigantic box, and then we'll come back here to talk a little bit more about it. Let's go. Alright, so because this video is all about the components, we're going to be taking our time here. And you don't even see all the components that are here, over here where Miko is chilling. There are trays that, let me talk about these trays. Normally games have trays that just hold the components that, you know, you can put in there and bust out quickly sometimes. And that is the case when you have these miniatures, which we'll be going over those miniatures a little more in-depthly here in a second. But the tray has been reinvented. This is for the yellow player. All the components right here are already set up. There are double sides if you want to choose different heroes. But each of the components in here have their little station and everything's set up. If you put the little items, because everybody starts with one of everything here. And again, this is a legendary version. There are even add-ons that I see on Etsy that have the white print here, the photo print on the items, so they look a little more like they do on the cardboard components, but that's just an add-on. But again, they have reinvented the tray. You pick this up, you're ready to go, and you do alter a little bit by taking out a few workers and such, but everything you need is just there, so you can put it on the table, everyone can pick a color, and then you're ready to go, essentially, other than putting some of the other maps out. But again, this is just one of the most innovative things and super cool. Now, the box has to be quite large in order to house a lot of these trays, but you know what? I'm okay with it. I will make that sacrifice any day of the week. So, what's the first thing that we go? Well, speaking of trays, even these right here, I mean, the setup for the components, and there are steel coins in the legendary. Yes, these coins are beautiful, nice size. The magic cards, or the spell cards more they are in this little component here, compartment more of here, and all of these wooden bits. They have two trays that you can have here, and I just gotta show up all the trays because this really is incredible and mind-blowing and helps to set up immensely. You're playing the game, almost instantaneously right from the start of lifting the top of the box off. These are the cards for each one of the realms or factions, and they have these little bits here that will be going on the map. So everything is here for a quick and get to the point gameplay. And then you have the stuff over here, not this clownfish. We have what comes in the standard production of the game, where you'll have these components instead of the wooden ones that you've seen that I just showed you there, and they're standees as well instead of the wonderful miniatures. And the cardboard is thick, the art on it is magnificent, and I mean, that is the first thing that we can show off. What's the next thing that we can grab? Oh, the manuals here. This is for solo play. Really easy to read manuals, straight to the point. I don't know how they did it, but they must have really mulled over the rules, because everything makes sense. There wasn't anything that I had to go over question wise. And other than having the rule book, they have a story about all the little realms and the clans that you'll be going through when you're playing various games. And if you have any questions about any of the cards or any of the things that you might need facts on, well, they're in here. Now, they also have ways that you can do quests and prophecies and stuff like that, and the deluxe monster set is right here in the back and kind of describes a little bit of every one of these miniatures. I know I'm slow to the roll. I'm going to get to those, I promise. Now, the dice, everyone has different various colored dice, but they're all pearlescent. They are a little bit small, but it's okay, because, you know, you don't need a giant dice to tell you what you need to get when you're rolling them. But that would probably be the one minor tweak that I would make when it comes to this game. Maybe a tad bit larger dice. And one other thing that I can show is there are some focus points that lock these cardboard trays and lids in here. I don't press them all the way down, but if you were to press them all the way down, you can kind of see they sometimes protrude out and lock in the cardboard, but kind of fray it just a little bit. But that is, again, just a minor quibble. You don't have to put them in that way all the way. You can just do the bottom like I did right here, and it does minimal effect on the actual cardboard here. And we'll go over through the other colors so you can kind of get a just feel of what those look like. And the first ones that we'll go over is the green guys. Now again, they have two different sides with asymmetric powers that are just a slight bit different, but I don't think there's anyone that's more powerful than the other. But the greens they went with are just beautiful. I mean, the dice, pearlescent, everything is pretty in here. This is my favorite color. Green, it's like they made this game for me. I'm about to call them and ask them if they did. Okay, that is the green guys. Let's go ahead and go to the white ones. So you would think, I mean, dwarfs. I mean, look, it's dwarfs. When you put dwarfs in a game, you got me right from the get-go. This was the first clan that I played with, by the way. But the print on the meeples is a bit different color because, of course, these are the white characters. So it's pretty nice. The dice, they're not my favorite, but again, they're pearlescent and really cool. So let's go over to the black character here. Let's pop this bad boy off. And oh yeah, those dice are brilliant. And again, you got the little toppers here that fit right onto the meeples. I might as well demonstrate that now. This meeple here will turn into a dwelling. Fits perfectly onto them. Okay, who are the next one? Oh, the blues. Both, there were two different blues. Both of them are pretty. Oh man, yeah, I love teal pieces. They are not used enough in board games, and this is probably the most brilliant teal. Man, they are just killing it when it comes to color palette. I love this color here, and that's the wind realm or clan, and this is the darker cobalt blue, I think is how you say that. And even still, this like an aqua race of people. It's just so nice. And what's this called? Oh yeah, you can put the card in there too, like I did for this one. This is the starter card that every clan will get. I forgot to do that for all of them. I've been playing with these a lot, so in and out, in and out. And the red is just very nice too. It looks like candy. Oh, so nice. So the last one is purple. I mean, purple and green are my favorite colors. They picked a brilliant, perfect palette, in my opinion, of colors. So they have wooden components as well, which are also very nice and thick. That the watcher here for solo play, won't get too much into that. Now the cards, I did usually see one, but they are a linen finish. This is also for solo play, but you have these starting cards for everybody. They have the monsters, they have the back of showing which monster it is and their powers when they come out. Very, very interesting. All right, so oh, okay, let's go ahead and go over these things. Now these are just in the legendary set. They are noise makers because you can put the figures right into them, and yet they have two different options. So when you move them and hit them down, they make one of two noises. Right there, he is making the golem noise. And if you want to flip it on over, because the dragon goes in this one, you can make a dragon noise. Yeah, you might think that's ridiculous, but I love it. And most of the time they come in and out quite easily. There was one or two that was a bit harder to get out, but it was this black one here, and I had to pull quite hard, though these two focus points, the feet where it's glued, held up perfectly, so that's saying something. And these miniatures are just made nicely, so very nicely. Let's go over them right now. I'm just stalling. Okay, so the first one that we have here is like the treant animal god creature, and it's just, these are hand brushed. I washed more of with the black, and you can paint these if you want, but I'm leaving them like this. Even if I knew how to paint, I wouldn't touch these. This is the other miniature for the green clan. Really nice. I like him, but if I had to choose, I think the tree one's better. Now these are the wind people. Now they kind of look similar, but you can definitely tell a difference. This is pretty chunky. I mean, they weigh a significant amount. It's just so very nice. Now these are extra. The gray ones, these are a bit of a addition, expansion that you can add on to it. Not necessarily a clan within themselves, but quite a monster in battle when you put them on the board. Now the yellow has never been my favorite color, so the griffin's cool. I like this, what is it, like some kind of drake, or what they call it, Warven? I don't remember what those kind of worm dragons are. And the purple are kind of similar too, but I like them, kind of like a Yogg or Cthulhu kind of creature. Almost looks like the Little Shop of Horrors. And you can't really tell that these are washed with black, but I'm pretty sure if it didn't have any black paint on it, you could definitely tell the difference. The red are just so very nice. This guy, he is badass. And this guy's like a lava man. He's alright. He's got a funny face though. But these are just fantastic. These are the dwarves. Dwarves made a golem. I love golems. And this guy is kind of like a samurai-ish guy and very detailed. This one's very nice. And again, they're glued on these platforms. You take it will take a lot of force to break them off. I haven't run into that, but again, I had to pull on them to get them out of the sound makers, which we'll go over those a little bit more. And they held up really well. And these are the like death black team here. We didn't go over the blue, so the blue, oh yeah, these are cool. He is pretty wicked. I don't know, I like the gator. He's pretty cool as well. Very hefty pieces again. So each one of these sound makers had this little plastic piece in. You can put it back in if you want, and just basically to separate the batteries for it not to go off. But each one makes a different sound. Let's see, I like the treant one. You can hear them grow. That's just so cool. But each one of these little sound thing makers makes two different options. That's just terrifying. And they make noise when you bump them. So when you're moving them, you want to kind of hit down a little bit, and you'll make that noise. Now there are some little just like beads, glass beads that we played with in Magic the Gathering that's here. There isn't much of a board, but look at that. That's a good test. I just knocked that over and nothing fell out. Oh, I haven't done that before, and it happened live for you right there. Now this is the board, very colorful, but this is just where you'll be advancing your magic ability, basically. You got the solo player board mat right here, and we'll go over some of the cardboard components, because this is what you'll be getting in the lower editions. And there are 3 different levels: legendary, one down after that, and the one That's like the basic one, I would call it, that gets these cardboard components. Now they're really nice. The art is vibrant and crisp, and the cardboard is super thick. And if I didn't have the wooden bits, I would be okay with these, though I would miss the coins. Whenever you put metal coins in here, you steal my heart. Oh, I love it. Man, did we go over everything? The standee stands, yeah. Yeah, I think we did. And every one of the trays has a plastic covering with some art on it here. I mean, the attention to detail for this is just unbelievable. Oh yeah, we didn't go over the hexes here for the map, and they have different art on here. There are various Oracle is expansion that you won't necessarily play with unless you choose to, and each one of the colors is represented on these hex portions of the board. And I mean, I could just drool all over this box and or game all day if you want to. It does come with more inserts here, so you keep everything safe. Let's not gush. Let me go ahead and give you my final thoughts, and then we'll go from there. Let's go. So that is what comes in the box here, and didn't I tell you? Pretty impressive. And I'm just gonna go out and say it. I absolutely love the production of this game. It's one of the best, it is the best board game production I have ever seen. Even with the little sound saucers, especially with the little sound saucers. It just adds another sensory to the game. We can hear our pieces moving, unlike just little thuds. They cry out and roar and make metal sounds, and it's just, I like it, and I will never play a game without them. What's next? Smell-o-vision with some scratch and sniff stickers? That actually probably would be pretty cool. But again, the production is high in this legendary box. Now, if you got any of the other standard tiers, you get standees and some of them, not the figures, and definitely not the little sound saucers, but you do get the game and the spectacular art, the thick cardboard, the actual layout of the trays. The trays are one of the best things I've ever experienced in my life. It is the new trend, as they say on TikTok, when it comes to board gaming. And if board game companies do not follow suit when it comes to these trays, well, they're making a huge mistake and a huge missed opportunity, because now that it's in a board game, it has to be the default, the standard when it comes to at least a deluxe game. I've never seen it like displayed in a game so well, where you can just put all your pieces in a box and then bust them out so cleanly. Now, popping the little cardboard pictures of your characters into the focus points of the trays, that is a little bit of like unnerving anxiety, pushing them in, see the cardboard kind of bend. But if you're gonna play your game, that is showing it's been loved. And if you don't want to put it in, put the cardboard piece in the tray, you don't have to, and you can keep it pristine. With that being said, I think any version is good production wise. But if I'm going to get it, I would always go for the legendary version. I mean, because it's just so wonderful. I don't think I can find one thing that I dislike in this box. And not, like I said, with the cardboard things going in the tray, I'm not really bothered by that. I think they fit well. Again, it shows that I'm playing my game and it's loved. So I don't know, I really just absolutely fell in love with this production. I'm really hoping the game is good, because that would be such a misstep. But you can find out that in the next video, so please come join me when I review the game and give you my opinion in part 2 of this Dwelling of Eldervale week. Again, thank you so much, Breaking Games, for supporting the channel with all the projects that you've done so far, and especially with this bad boy here. So, Fine Nation, if you haven't already, click like and subscribe. Until next time that I see it, you heard it here on the Game Fine, and I'm out. Tongue twisters. Bye. Fine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 15,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Nico, it's time to go.
Good girl, Miko.